All right, family. Black Power is the truth. Hour with General Cyrus and Steady. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Cyrus and Steady YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is: Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy? You should become a member. The link right down in the video description is in the chat room. Also, click that link, you get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sabra Sunseti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com on the marketplace, official General Seti, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor accessories for every room in the house. 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop and save, family. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. We're talking about over 12 videos of pure heat fire presented by General SETI himself. Also, we got the supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material from the Grandmaster teachers you all know and love. And then I give you an overview on that material, providing you 360 degrees of supreme African academic wisdom and knowledge that cannot be compared to by any other damn website on the planet. I want you over there. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University, enroll today. And everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube. I just got off, man. We just did Who's Riding the Goat. Wait a minute, I'm gonna show you. Who's Riding the Goat? The perverted motto of Freemasonry, the breakdown on that. You got to be grown now. You got to be on your grown shit for this now. You see what I'm saying? And we also did the perverted origins of the Christmas tree. Yeah, you better get on over there. I just dropped them today, and so it's fire, fire, fire. Patreon is popping. General SETI, keep it popping on Patreon. Get over there today. All my family out there, I want that donate to the general. I want to thank you. I appreciate you for appreciating me. To the family out there want to donate to the general, the link is right there in the video description. Keep the general on the battlefield, spitting this fire. Link right there in the uh, video description is in the chat. Just click the link, donate, and I thank you, family, ahead of time. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Student SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid. Because I will ban your ass. Now, we talking about today the Western man's obsession with monkey origin. You see, now we they very they very emotional about this. You see, because our peoples is divine. Our peoples is divine. Most we know our origins is from the cosmos. We don't we not from no lower animals and shit or nothing of that nature. We never had no ideas like that ever. You see, until coming in contact with the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. And niggas have adopted many of the the sicknesses, you see, of others. Adopted the sicknesses of others and how they see themselves. You see, this is we go deep today. What's the psychological connection? You see, will make a motherfucker say he come from a monkey. Okay, y'all motherfucker monkey around out there. You see, what would make a motherfucker say he come from a monkey? Now, Let me say this. All things come from somewhere. Okay? All things come from somewhere. Ain't no motherfucker just up and just start saying, "Oh, I mean, no." There was some indicators. There were some indicators because Darwin. You understand the dummy Darwin? It might not be all that dumb. Darwin might know some shit about the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. We don't know. We might not know all and there are some things that we do know. You see, so we walk in the but we got to say what it is, because just like they say, you got to separate, you understand the roast from the sheep, and you got to separate God, you know, from monkeys and shit. You see what I'm saying? You have to do that, and that's real. But nah, what would make a people say that they come from a lesser, or are they in that instance, are they lesser? You see, are they lesser creatures? Are they lesser creatures? And so we had to think about that. When we say these things. But see, the thing is that our people, in their silliness, have adopted this shit to be their own. I see these niggas out here so foolish, foolish ass niggas. Hey, I mean, what nigga? What is your purpose? You know, what is your motherfucking purpose in life? To adopt some silly. And you know what I hear motherfuckers say all the time, and they think they saying something, but they actually jumping out of one doodle stick into another doodle stick. You see what I'm saying? You ain't saying nothing. You know what I hear a lot of time? Motherfuckers say, uh, 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 man. What up, Ray? I see you in the house. Say, man, yeah, man, and monkey. Say, man didn't come from monkey. All right, man didn't come from monkey. Man and monkey got a common ancestor. Do you hear that shit? Black power. You see? Say man, and so that's what they say. They say, man, when you say they say, no, man, don't man and monkey got a common ancestor. I mean, nigga, you didn't win. Nigga, you didn't win. You didn't say some shit worse than that. Because if the goddamn common ancestor, if the monkey and man evolved from the goddamn common ancestor, he was more beastie. He was more bestial than the goddamn monkey. If the monkey is an upgrade from the goddamn common ancestor, and monkey and man evolved from that common ancestor, then you saying we came from, I mean, what creature was this? Yeah. See, these motherfuckers is trying to kidnap our divinity. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We say, Dr. Shay did say we descended from the Grimaldi man. But what is the Grimaldi man? I don't believe in no descent. I don't believe in no goddamn descent. Or no, I don't believe in none of that. I don't believe in none of that. Yeah, yeah, Grimaldi was in Europe. Yeah, so what that got to do with us? We the primordial. What the fuck that I don't see, some shit I don't agree with. You understand what I'm saying? You know, that just some shit, I stick to higher ground. You see? Yeah, I stick to higher ground and shit. I don't drop down and shit and start, engaging in all them, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know, I look at, and that's right. I look at, you know, when I woke up, when I think about yesterday, and when I woke up, yesterday, I looked like I look today. I didn't, I looked like just like I look today, and the day before, and the day before, as long as my consciousness, I've had consciousness, I've looked like me. I've not ever known of a day when I didn't look like me. Okay, I've always looked like me, and I assume that everybody else the same way when if they think about how they look yesterday. Now I know we get older and shit and this, that, and the third, but that's not what I'm saying. You see, you know, you look, and so I mean, when did imagine a day, when we didn't look human. You see, imagine that day, you know, imagine a day like that when you didn't look like, what I can't imagine no day. We've never seen that day. You motherfuckers say we evolve and shit, but there's always this empty space. You see, where they say the missing links and this, that, and the third. See, this is what it boiled down to. I'm gonna tell you what it boiled down to. When you look at the pyramid, okay, let me tell y'all something. Let me just run this shit down to you. When you look at the pyramid and you think of the type of knowledge and the development of knowledge it would take to build a pyramid, you are literally talking about at least at minimum as from me. You understand what I'm saying? From me, you're talking about at least a half a million to 1 million years of development. Minimum. You see, that's facts. That's facts. Even when you think about how they say, oh, and I look at the map and they say 200,000 years, man, that's bullshit. The pyramid is beyond 200,000 years of development. I do not believe that you could conceive the knowledge of the pyramids, the great pyramids, in 200,000 years. That's not enough time. That's not enough time. I seen it for myself. 200,000 years is not enough time to develop that knowledge. You see? Now, and that's facts. The thing is, what niggas get caught up in, because they don't even know how to do research. Okay? When we start talking about primary research, you see, you talking about the oldest. You got to start with the primordial. You can't start with the man. When you look at the damn evolutionary scale, and you got Africa at 200,000, and then you look over and they got parts of Israel. Then you got, where they try to make that 100,000. So it ain't nothing but 100,000 years between Central Africa and Israel, and then they try to make Arabia around. Some people say 50,000 years, 100,000 years. No, it's not like that. It's not even close to being that. You see what I'm saying? They try to comfortably fit that shit in where people will, they can feel comfortable. And then they take that 200,000 and you evolving, nigga. You ain't, you're still walking around barefooted. And you understand what I'm saying? And this, that, and that's not enough time. And because they want to shrink your walk and your divinity on the planet. You see, they really can't explain it within the time frame, and this is where you get aliens and shit. You're gonna have to come from another. You're gonna have to come from something. You're gonna have to explain this, okay? And so you cannot explain it in 200,000 years. And so what they've done is, but this is on you. to allow somebody who, when you look at the evolutionary scale, look at the evolutionary scale, and they the last motherfucker on the even on the maps of human migration. And they show you Europe, they show you parts of Europe to uh, uh, 20,000, 40,000. Yeah, yeah, 20,000 and 40,000. And listen to me, when I talk about this family, let me tell y'all something. When we talk about cosmology and astronomy, I understand that we are from the star. We are from the star. You see what I'm saying? And that's in the essence. The elements of the stars is in us. You see what I'm saying? But understand also, I understand that our natural habitat is here on this planet. I understand that too. I understand though the connectiveness of all things. I understand that too. You see what I'm saying? But this is our habitat. This is our habitat. See, we and that's we have to understand natural law also. And understand that we can transcend the stars at the same time. That don't mean we cannot we can transcend the space and time. We can do that too. But this is our ecosystem. Okay, just like just like this, the sun is rotating on its cycle. That's a preordained cycle. Okay, you see, that's a preordained cycle. That sun ain't coming off that cycle. That's his responsibility to this galaxy, and if that was a preordained a cycle, you, he has not ventured off of that cycle. You see, because he understands the responsibility. If or or what would happen. You see, if the son became irresponsible as niggas who have left their divine pre-coded, predestined assignment from the cosmos. And that's why really this damn earth is in the predicament it's in today. Because they don't understand that. They think they got an option to go against nature and live outside of nature. And that's gonna prove to be their undoing. You see? And so yeah, and why do I say, and what am I specifying? Because let me tell you something. Our ancestors toiled on this earth. You see, toiled on this earth through trial and error to develop these sciences. Okay. And yes, they coordinated, with the cosmos. They coordinated with the cosmos also. But that's even in that. You talking about a walk of 1,000,000 years. And so our people have been, they have been scientifically recording. You understand what I'm saying? For hundreds and more than 200,000. That ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. That ain't enough time to explain Africa. And that's the problem. But this is our ecosystem. That's one thing about the laws of nature. You see, you got a habitat. Everything has a habitat, and it's divinely ordained. If we leave this goddamn planet, you understand what I'm saying? From all my understanding, you leave this atmosphere, nigga, you ain't gonna be breathing. Now you can try that shit if you want to. That's on you. If you believe we have to understand allegorical. You understand what I'm saying? We have to understand allegorically. Yes, we understand. We are connected with all things in the universe. We understand that we are the elements. But when our package came together in a particular ecosystem, and that's a law of nature. That's a law of the universe. It ain't just something. casual understanding. We came, everything on this planet came into existence in this particular ecosystem, and even on the planet, we had specific houses that our peoples originated in, even on the planet. You see, so and because I'm tired too many times we try to give credit to something outside of our ecosystem. And when I say this is not to negate our connectivity with the universe. It's not saying that. But nothing came from no goddamn where and created what you see on this planet. The science was developed right here on Earth in Africa. You see what I'm saying? And and again, because nobody else can claim. You see, nobody else can claim. I see all type of niggas out there with these fake, ideologies about, white peoples and Arabs, possibly having. Man, that's a bunch of bullshit. I hear motherfuckers say, I hear motherfuckers out there talking about multicultural Egypts, and that's a bunch of bullshit. That ain't got nothing. You talking about over a course of time. You got to understand, again, when we understand how long our people existed in Africa before we even decided to leave. See, this is where you catch these niggas up, because their minds is small. They can't think. You understand what I'm saying? They frame of thinking is caught up where they got to agree with the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, or they computer brain gonna shut down. You see what I'm saying? But you got to think of how long our people existed in Africa before we even left. But anybody trying to claim the pyramids, nigga, clearly show me one from where you come from. Because again, once you understand the length of time that it took to develop the pyramid, it shouldn't be hard at all finding the source of the minds that created it, because it's at least a 500,000 years minimum of development, period. It has never been done, and until motherfuckers get their mind right, it will never be done again. Okay? It is no culture that has come only, I ain't gonna even say before or since, that is able to duplicate what has been created in Egypt. Period. 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 Ain't even coming close. Ain't even close to duplicating it. So, so you saying it's multicultural, but the only place you find pyramids is in Egypt. And the true pyramid was entitled to be called a goddamn pyramid. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you stick to geometry, we understand what a pyramid is. And 90% of what these motherfuckers out here calling are not pyramids. Okay, so the true pyramid has only, as far as I know of, been created in Africa, in Egypt, and in Nubia. That's the only place where you see the truth. You seen them little, you seen a smaller pyramid. That was a pyramid that was built in Rome and shit. But that was, that's not something that can't be done. You see what I'm saying? It was a smaller type where they was trying to, and so that was something that could have been done. That wasn't like no megalithic structure. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at the development of the pyramid, all the development stage is in Africa. Okay. And see, the thing is, before, you got the mastaba, then you have the step pyramid where it developed from the mastaba to the step pyramid, and quiet is kept. This shit is old. I don't even know what the fuck these niggas is talking about. They so weak that it's beyond me. I could never even lower myself any longer in this late day stage in my life to even have a conversation like that. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even do it. That shit that conversation is so beneath me, knowing what I know, because they've already identified the Southern origins. I mean, they've already done that. You see, I don't even know what the fuck motherfuckers is talking about. They have already identified the earlier societies further south. You understand what I'm saying? In Nubia, in you know, Custul, and all those areas where they found the royal cemeteries of Custul in the Sudan, and they were so similar to the Abydos, the first dynasty cemetery, that it was conclusive that that's what it was. It was conclusive. Wasn't no motherfucking if, ands, or but about it. That was what they saw. So they had already identified that. You see? So you know, all this multi-cultural, but then we dealing with the ape shit. You see, back to the ape shit is the fact that most of these cultures just really came out the cave. They just came out the goddamn cave. You see what I'm saying? They just came, you know, rudimentary living and you know, far away from the great centers of civilization in the South. Far from the great civilization, but even the civilizations outside of Africa. You see what I'm saying? They ain't in no comparison to who you gonna give credit. And see, the thing, what you got to understand, chronology. See, you have to understand chronology. You got to understand divine sequence as it happens, not, you know, in segments and shit, where you got to see it step for step. You see what I'm saying? Don't go out of no goddamn step. You see, and like I say, when you look into the center, because they've already identified that the oldest life is in Africa was in the South. You see, you don't jump long distances and shit. You know, you have to stay with that. You know, that it started in the, and then it went south before it came north. So they went to South Africa, headed to South Africa before they even came down to the, you know, to the northern extremities of Africa. You see, but if you sticking with the monogenetic origin, I keep telling you this, and remember this quote from General Seti, because I created it. Until we get down the river, ain't nobody down the river. Okay? If you or throw the shit away. And I don't care if you throw it away or not, because it's still, the fact is that when you're dealing with ancient megalithic structures, no continent possesses, just like Herodotus said, when he went to Egypt, no country on earth possesses so many fucking wonders that defy logic. You see what I'm saying? So when it come down, we could just say, because look, when it boiled down to this, if I see a man got a 30-volume encyclopedia with thousands of subjects in that, you know how they have different information on all type of shit, animals, astrology, astronomy, medicine, all that in the encyclopedia. If I see a man with a 30-volume encyclopedia, of course I understand it's going to take more than that man to put it together. And I look over and I see a motherfucker with a one-page report. Who do I think, you know, took the longest to develop? You understand? Was it the 30-volume encyclopedia, or was it the one-page report? Okay, it was the fucking 30-volume encyclopedia. So when I look into Africa and I see all these great works of wonder, I understand that they were evolving far earlier than anybody else. The works alone is going to prove that. I don't need all that talk. You understand? I don't need all that talk. The works alone is gonna prove that. What the fuck is it? And so when they want to try to make Egypt multicultural, well, show me some goddamn pyramids somewhere else since they were so multicultural. If it was so multicultural, then that means multicultures had access to the fucking information. And if multicultures had access to the information, then we should see pyramids all over the goddamn earth. Where are they? I'm not talking about no wannabe pyramids. The goddamn Mesopotamians built in mud. They didn't even build in stone. They had a few structures that, statues and shit, this, that, and but that was really later in their motherfucking development when they came in contact. When you go up into Nimrud and all of that shit is Egyptian. Egyptian. That's what it is. You see all in the Nimrud ivories and shit and this, that. All of that is Egyptian. When you go to Persepolis over there in Iran, that's Egyptian. What the fuck is they talking about? And then India, even though they claim to be as ancient as Egypt, majority of they goddamn temples, and I understand the destruction of temples. I understand a lot has been destroyed in India, but today they have no large volume of temples in the BC era. Majority of the temples in India is AD period. You see? AD period. Okay, everything in Egypt is BC. Everything. Every fucking thing is BC. What civilization where everything is BC? You understand what I'm saying? Every fucking thing in that society is BC. Deep, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. You got the goddamn Shango bone. I mean, explain that. Okay, you got this Shango bone. 20,000, 25,000 BC. They already marking numbers. Okay, show me and then when you look at the goddamn migration, you talking about they got the Arabia at 50,000. I mean, goddamn, they was already damn near half their existence with the Shango. You could erase half their existence with the Shango bone, 25,000 years, already counting. All in which, it looked like, when I saw it, I say, well, that's looked like the beginning of the ruler. You see what I'm saying? When they mark, you know what I'm saying, marked a calendar, but they were marking, they were counting. Okay, 25,000 years. And so when it comes to just over abundance of facts, there was no multiculturalism in no goddamn Egypt on that level. What they talking about is in the latter stages when Egypt had fallen and the gates were knocked down, only then. But you got to deal with the fact that even before, even that, those, a lot of that, what was in today, Arabia and the Middle East, that was African over there. That don't mean they had no loyalty to Africa because they were seeking to be in control. So they was trying to attack Africa. So regardless to whether they were black or not, don't mean shit, but majority racially, even at the time of the so-called Persians and shit, those was Africans. There wasn't no goddamn, you don't get no Europeans down there into Alexander. You don't get no, and even then, you see, that's just like, say for instance, Alexander come in and he attacked and shit. That's just like the United States. They went over there and attacked Iraq. Yeah, they took a large army, but it was still more Iraqis in that nation. It was still, even with the army, the million or 500,000 soldiers that they had over there, you still had damn near 80 million Arabs over there. You still ain't gonna immediately supplant all those people that's been. So even when Alexander came down there, Yeah, he had an occupying army, but still 95% of the, even 97% of the people were still African. So I mean, so for people to say multiculturalism, show me we're not talking about, and I'm gonna move on. I'm not talking about minor symbolism. I'm talking about the grand symbols of Egypt, the ones that you see carved all over in large carvings and shit. You see what I'm saying? Show me anything that come from somewhere else, and show me a building. Show me anything as large as the pyramid or larger. Because if you brought it, you should have developed. I mean, what motherfucker go develop knowledge as great as the pyramids coming from somewhere else? And you mean to tell me he ain't gonna build nothing like that for his own nation? You mean to tell me you gonna come to Africa and you gonna build the world's greatest monuments in another man's land, and you don't build none in your own land? In glory, for the glory of your own people, so that your people can walk out they door in the fatherland, in your fatherland, in your motherland. That's where you build your greatest monuments. I'm about to get off of here. When you think of the greatest monuments of any nation on the planet, it's always going to be in the land of their origin. You see what I'm saying? When you look at the greatest symbols of a people, it'll always be in the land of their origin. Okay? When you think of let's modern nation, when you think of, say for instance, Great Britain, the greatest symbol of Great Britain is Big Ben. I think they renamed it after old Steve and Elizabeth. You see, but Big Ben, the tower. You see, when you think of the greatest symbol of Paris, and when you think of Big Ben, it's in England. When you think of the greatest monument of the French people, it's the Eiffel Tower. It's in France. It ain't in goddamn Venezuela. It ain't in goddamn, it ain't in the Falkland Islands, no goddamn where. It's in Britain. Okay, when you think of one of the greatest monuments of India, the Taj Mahal, is in India. God damn it, ain't it Uzbekistan or goddamn, Denmark? It's in India. When you think of the greatest monument of China, you see, it's the Great Wall of China. It's in China. You see what I'm saying? It ain't in Australia. It ain't in Hawaii. You see, when you think of the greatest monuments of America, what they is usually the Statue of Liberty, and so on and so forth. And though it was sent from other, as a gift, it's established in America. So when you think of America and you think of the great symbols of America, you think of the Empire State Building. You think of the White House. You think of the statue. It's in America. Nobody ever build a greatest monuments in another man's land. Fool. Nobody do no shit like that. Oh man, when you talk about the crown, you put your biggest jewels in your own motherfucking crown. You don't take your big jewels and say, let me I'm gonna make your crown better than mine. I'm gonna take my big crowns and I'm gonna put them in my big jewels and I'm gonna put them in your crown. Why would I do some shit like I'm gonna take my crown, my biggest jewels, and I'm gonna put them in my own crown? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. And so when you think about somebody coming from somewhere else to build pyramids in Africa, the greatest monuments that ever been built, and you don't see none in the land where they come from, That's the biggest piece of bullshit I ever heard in my life. You see what I'm saying? Those pyramids are 100% authentically African and nothing else. You see what I'm saying? And any fool ass Negroes out there that got some trivial ass, it ain't even scholarship, is laughable. And I don't even know why y'all continue to even engage them niggas like that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I listen to a lot of shit out here on the internet, and I'm gonna just tell you, I could never ever in my life at this point in time engage in conversations like that. You see what I'm saying? When motherfuckers is talking about Egypt is multicultural and all this bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I just had to put that out there for y'all, family. But if any of y'all can show me any point in time where a people took, because that would have taken the greatest, and show me how they evolved it. You see, show me the evolutionary stage of that pyramid anywhere else other than Africa. You see what I'm saying? And show me one pyramid equal to the Great Pyramid or greater at home where they developed it at. You mean to tell me they developed it all in Africa? And they didn't, and so they didn't develop none of it at home. They just developed it all in Africa. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's for a fool. Okay, that's a fool's mind. So, family, I want to get on up out of here. We got some more fire tonight. Let's keep it moving. Don't go nowhere. This is General Sarah Sunseti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.